So national reports are circulating the past couple of days, over the weekend and then today, that Saints are unlikely to draft Shedeur Sanders at 9. Steelers could very well pass at him, not draft a quarterback at 21. Longtime Browns beat reporter Tony Grossi on who he thinks the Browns would take at 33 if Sanders and Milroe were both there.
One thing I always said about Shedeur Sanders, he's the toughest guy out there. Milroe's just as tough.
Wow.
He is just as tough mentally, physically. He does not have the most inaccurate arm I've ever seen. Sure, he's not consistent. That's why he's not. Otherwise, he'd be challenging for the first player in the draft. Okay, he's not that. But is he draftable and worthy of working? Yeah, I think the Browns have set it up that they realize all these shortcomings, and that's why they have Flacco and a younger veteran like Pickett. So I would take this guy over any quarterback in the second round.
I don't know, G. Bush, if Shedeur Sanders is sitting there and Jalen Milroe is sitting there, I'm probably taking Shedeur Sanders at 33.
Man, that in the second round, stop playing. Because here's what my thought process is. I think you may have a situation where you may have 3-4 quarterbacks go in the first round. I'm gonna tell you what, this is the way it works. One team can screw the whole thing up. Because a lot of people get real comfortable in saying, oh, they'll be there at 33, he'll be there at 15, he'll be there. But all it takes is one team to think that one of the guys on their board is not there, and all of a sudden the run starts. If you're talking about skill for skill, throw for throw, it's not even close in terms of what you're talking about with the difference between Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Milroe. I like Jalen Milroe. As a matter of fact, I've moved him up past Jackson Dart. Because if I'm at the end of the first round or the beginning of the second, I'll give Tony Grossi a little bit of credit and say, I believe that at that point, you're drafting guys for lottery tickets. Yep. Everybody wants to hit on the Lamar Jackson like the Baltimore Ravens did at 32. Everybody wants that. If he falls past 21 at the Steelers, he goes past 24, and he gets all the way to the second round, you take your pick. And you just go hand it in and say Shedeur Sanders. Because at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders is the most accurate passer in this class. I think he's shown the most toughness in this class. And look at the supporting cast from the rest of these guys at quarterback. If Shedeur Sanders played for Ohio State, how many yards would he put up? If Shedeur Sanders had the talent that Cam Ward had good luck. I mean, if you look at Colorado's talent, especially in the offensive line, and you compare it down the line to all of the other top quarterbacks, I mean, his by far the worst. So to me, I think he fits Stefanski's system the best. I think he's the most accurate. I think he's the most above the shoulders, ready to play. And I think he's built for whatever it is that comes his way in the league. So no, I would not take Jalen Milroe ahead of Shedeur Sanders if they're both on the board. But I will say this. I would consider taking Jalen Milroe over anybody else because of his elite ability to run. And I think the Browns, from what I'm hearing from, some pretty good people, is they really do like Jalen Milroe.